golden rules. Shall I rattle them off, Leslie, or do you want to ask about one or two?
I mean, yeah, let's give us your top two here.
I'm going to say 2, 4, and 10. All right, 2, 4, and 10 are my absolute favorites. 2-word subject lines, all lowercase. I'm telling you, you all likely have software that you have. Yeah, no fluff as well. But you all likely have software that you use where you can A/B test. Put a 2-word subject line, all lowercase, and see the open rates and the change you get. Do you know why it works? It works because it looks like an internal email. It works because it generates a bit of intrigue, but not enough. And they go, what's that? And then they open the email. And providing you haven't said something like, hostage situation, then they will open the email and they will see the rest of your relevant email. Do you know what I mean? Some people say, what about if you say spam alert? Well, I say, well, if you say spam alert, then you're going to get marked as spam. But you got to have a relevant, reasonable 2-word subject line or lowercase, and that will boost your open rates. And it will start to get you closer to 50% and above, as opposed to being industry average 25, 35, something like that. Then on the problem focus, we've already spoken about it. No one cares about your product. No one cares about your features. No one cares about the benefits. No one really cares about the pains, because if the pain was that bad, what would they have done? They'd have already solved it. But they do care about their problems. So if you can resonate and maybe start talking about some pains, but relate it to the problems that they're facing, relate it to their KPIs, relate it to how it's going to impact them or is impacting them, there is where you're going to grab someone's attention. That's the whole point of outbound. And if you can find a problem that they didn't know about, you are up here. Think about yourself as a doctor. If you're not really sure, you in sales are a doctor. You've got to understand better than them their situation. Guess a lot because you are coming from outside if you're doing cold outbound. But then you have to understand, how is it that I reasonably can find something or uncover something that they weren't aware of, help them understand the gravity of that problem and how it's going to impact them, so that therefore they are likely to take a meeting or buy your solution or buy your service. That's ultimately the name of the game. Finally, very quickly then, what did I say? What was my other favorite one?
No fluff.
No fluff, exactly. Man, you got to cut out the crap from those emails. Like all these analogies, all of this like extra stuff. Hope you're well. All of this stuff that's CTAs that are like 10, 15 words long. Just get to the point. I'll show you an example, I promise. I'm not just saying, but just get to the point. Same with LinkedIn, same with writing a message. If when you guys get emails, ask yourself honestly, everyone watching this, do you read it all? You don't, because it's full of stuff that isn't engaging, full of stuff that isn't arranged nicely in an email, and it's full of crap that you're not interested in. So just focus on stuff that's relevant, focus on engaging content, and you can actually ask ChatGPT to cut out the fluff or make it more concise. So again, use it for that purpose. Don't ask it to write your entire email, but ask it, just, can you make this more concise? And it will.
I like that usage as well. Let's look at the template, and then you have an example here too.
Template and example.
Again,
overall, what we have here. So I'll read it through overall very quickly. So, hey, first name, what title or ICP hate about their job is main problem. Stuff like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, whatever. Our tech enables you to solution, make it clear. You have a lot of people on LinkedIn or whatever, they say, don't talk about yourself, don't talk about the solution. You have to at some point say what you do. You can't leave them guessing. That's even worse. And then what you can do is have an answer to the most likely follow-up they'd ask before an interest-based CTA. That's the structure. Again, just screenshot that if you like, and then we can go on to the actual example. So here it is. 2-word subject line or lowercase. There you go. What sales reps often hate is the cold outreach response rate, sending hundreds of emails, crafting personalized messages, following up only for a meager 2% reply rate. Our tool solves this by allowing hyper-targeted personalization at scale, pushing response rates upwards of 15%, 10 positive replies per week without harming deliverability. Worth a peek. Now, I've got a few things in it there. Stop me if there's any questions, by the way, Leslie, but very quickly, you got the subject line, nice and catchy. There's nicely sort of separated the email. It's easy to read and scan. Sales reps, I'm speaking directly to them. Cold outreach response rates, one of the main things that they struggle with. I've described their situation. And again, this isn't the perfect email, but it's just an example. Described their situation. So now in their head, they're thinking, that is true. I do that. That is something they do. As soon as you start making people think like that, you go up in credibility. They start thinking, if this guy knows about that, this person knows about that, he's describing it already, he's likely to be able to know how to solve it as well. And then you mentioned the meager 2% reply rate. That's the KPI that they're after. Then you go into solution, state it very clearly. Again, mention the desired KPI, and then the 10 positive replies per week is the actual lagging indicator that they are going for. Sales reps need positive replies. Sales reps need meetings. That's what you do. And then you're just in the head without harming deliverability. Now, I know a lot of people are thinking about deliverability, worrying about it correctly. So they're thinking, without harming deliverability, then I've thought about that. Maybe it's something to do. You're just getting some questions going in the head. You're making them think, is it worth a peek? A interest-based CTA, that's your email. And the only point I'm going to mention as well before I stop is that interest-based CTA, the more time I've spent doing outreach, the more time I've spent doing 350 odd meetings, the more soft I get with the CTA. I have arguments upstairs with my own team where they say, yeah, but you've got to at least ask them, does it sound like it's something we could chat about? Does it look like something we can have a meeting? Man, just say, is this relevant? Any of this relevant? Is this interesting? Worth a look or no? If it's not, then it's not. But pushing people to do anything, as any of you know, doesn't work. So allow them to come to you. Be soft. Act as though you've got 50 meetings a week anyway. And then you will see that they will go, do you know what? Maybe that is the deliverability. Didn't we have those issues with deliverability? What are our what's the reply rate? And then they start to question themselves. Then they go, hi, Tal. Yeah, actually. Yeah. No, we do that. Did you say something about deliverability? What's that? And there you go. There you're already making them think about it and you get your reply.